our members are seeing the challenges for sure. Optimism about how a Biden administration will approach the U.S.-China relationship is not really the same thing as saying that all the problems are going to be magically swept away. All of the structural issues are still there. All the things that were pushed into phase 2 of a trade agreement, those are all still there. The other thing to look at here is we now have 2 major trade agreements in the region, meaning RCEP and CPTPP, that the United States is not part of. And then on the back of that, China now has their investment deal in place or in progress with the Europeans. And so that leaves the United States in a tough situation. So the challenges are definitely there. There's optimism going forward, both in terms of how the relationship can be managed, but the challenges for sure.
Is business pushing for the US to be part of those trade agreements in discussions perhaps that they may be having with members of the new administration to take another closer look at some of these deals?
Well, the original TPP agreement certainly had its issues. The business community was broadly supportive of TPP, and the business community certainly wants to see the United States back in this game. There is concern about RCEP and having the United States being left out of an agreement. Having said that, more regional trade within Asia is inevitable, so that much is clear. But yeah, I think it would be a positive thing seen by the business community here if the United States takes steps to move towards the CPTPP, especially as the CPTPP has a lot of elements in it that are positive. Limits on state-owned enterprises, more robust rules around intellectual property and other things that are actually not in the RCEP agreement. So there's a lot of positive to be looked at in the CPTPP.
It has, of course, been a fractious relationship between the United States and China under President Trump. How much fence mending does President-elect Biden have to do there? You're on the ground, you can see things firsthand. Has he got his work really cut out for him?
He does have his work cut out for him, but in a way, maybe the Trump administration has sort of softened the beaches, if you will. What we'd like to see is, and what we expect to see is not just like a complete reversal of what Trump has done. That would be a mistake, and it's not called for. What we see is the possibility that a Biden administration can build on what has been achieved in the last 4 years. So, I mean, the phase 1 agreement is a positive. It made good steps towards intellectual property, further opened up financial services. The currency discussion has been moving in a positive direction. So there are things to build on, but challenges ahead for sure. I mean, all of the really difficult items were pushed into a phase 2. What's not clear is, how a Biden administration is going to approach it. Phase 2, by definition, would really be a continuation of a bilateral approach. We've been hearing a lot about how a Biden administration would approach this in a multilateral way. We've been looking at the past work of both Tony Blinken and Catherine Tai, and that does seem the direction that those people would be taking. So there's much to be learned ahead as far as how the Biden administration is going to approach China.